6,000 lions, let's just get this clear, that, Michaela, are bred to be shot.
Well, I think we ought to explain canned hunting first, because a lot of people don't know what the term means. And basically, it's breeding lions in captivity to eventually be sold to the hunting industry to be shot for trophies, so people can take the head of the lion and put it on a wall at home. But what the film shows is that's not the end of the story. These lions are exploited every single step of the way. So you get people breeding lions, and this is totally legal in South Africa, and this is what a lot of people don't realise, it's legal. They breed the lions, the cubs are taken away at a very young age, and then they're sold for petting. So tourists come over who love animals. They've no idea that this is going to end up a lion that's being shot for the trophy. So they have their photograph with the cub, and so money is handed over for that. Then they get a bit bigger.
Do you speak from experience on that? Because everybody's now thinking, have I been on holiday and done something like that?
I remember filming it 15 years ago and being naive enough to think, oh, it's, you know, it was abandoned by its mum, it'll go back in the wild. It's simply not true. Then, as they get bigger, they use them for walking with lions. So you can pay as a tourist. And again, these are people that love lions. They think that they're doing a good thing. They're not doing a good thing. All those lions that you pet or you can walk with will end up in the hunting industry. So they're then sold to a hunting farm where people go online, they want to shoot, they want to have a 3-day safari where they can go and shoot a lion and take the head home and put it on their wall.
And Ian, there's no way these lions can escape. I mean, they are basically in a big zoo. Basically, they're on a reservation. They ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, and I think it distinguishes from what we call fair chase or ethical hunting, which takes place, for example, in big protected areas in Tanzania and Zimbabwe, where the lion has a reasonable chance of escape. In these canned hunts, it's a guaranteed hunt, so you will get your lion. It's a lot cheaper. And, of course, you can select your lion online. So, for the film, we got sent 14 different lions.
And you can say,
all
I
with
like the look of killing that one.
Exactly.
Or that one.
And each one comes with a different price.
Oh,
so you get to choose, it's guaranteed, it's much cheaper.
How much?
Well, a wild lion today in a fair chase hunt in Tanzania will be about $70,000, $80,000. Here you can shoot one for as little as $10,000 to $15,000. And of course, you can do it in 2 to 3 days, which we show in the film.
What would you say to people who would look at this and say, yeah, but it's the same when we sit down to eat a hamburger or a steak or whatever, whether it's a pig, whether it's a chicken, whether it's a cow, they're being bred to be killed.
And that comes up in the film, because obviously we've exploited animals for millennia. You know, we exploit them every step of the way with farming. But we farm animals to eat them. I'm on a slight moral high ground because I'm a vegetarian there, but you know, most people are quite happy to eat an animal. But we're talking about a sport. And personally, I think there are so many other things you can do for sport and for fun. Why do we have to do it to wildlife?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you guys have met these hunters, and a lot of them will actually say, oh, we love animals.
They all say that.
What's that all about?
There's a bit in the film, isn't there, where they say, no, we love animals. In America, they get... Nick actually shot it, my partner shot at the hunting convention in Las Vegas. And they've got on camera people saying, but we love animals, that's why we shoot them. It gives them a purpose to be on the planet, because, you know, we then shoot them, and so that, you know, they earn money. And you think, oh, what sort of logic is that, you know?
What is the logic behind you guys making this film? I mean, I can sit here with you and I say, this is awful, this is disgusting, and I do think that Cecil the lion in July was a game changer for people, because Cecil had a name, Cecil almost had an identity. People felt that they knew Cecil, but there's Cecil's being killed all the time. What would you hope, or what do you want your legacy or the legacy of this film to be?
Well, I think the important part here is that first of all, Cecil was supposedly a fair chase hunt. Bloodlines is focused specifically on the breeding and can hunting. So what the film does is it deconstructs the fraudulent argument that this is all being done for conservation, and shows very clearly that not a single one of those 6,000 to 8,000 predators being bred have any conservation purpose. That's the first issue. Secondly, it exposes the fraud where all these young kids that Michaela's just spoken about, a lot of them English kids who come contributing money to pay to these farmers under the belief that they're involved in conservation, when in fact they're not. So we deconstruct that as well. So at the end of the day...
That's doubly cruel.
Yeah, it's what I call a triple con, because the gap year students are being defrauded, the lions are being defrauded, and then the conservation message is also being defrauded. So the film wants to stop all this exploitative breeding and we want to bring it into canned, or what they now call captive hunting.
Can you stop it? Can you make this socially unacceptable?
Well, I think Cecil the Lion showed that people, the average person in the street, finds it unacceptable and distasteful. And I think, you know, the film is part of a campaign, and Ian's been campaigning for over 10 years to get canned hunting made illegal. And he's going all over the world, you know, with the team that made the film. And I think it will make a difference. And that's why I'm very excited to be an ambassador for it, because I think there are so many things that you put your name to and you get depressed because you think it never changes. But I think this is something that will change. I think this film and this campaign will bring about change at government level.
It is called Blood Lions. Look it up, Google it, and you'll hear much, much more about it. It's worth seeing. And thank you. These guys feel so strongly about it. They've come the whole way from South Africa, from Cape Town, to talk about this today. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you.